Welcome to a fashion doll shoes tutorial.
This time I'm going to show you how to use the pattern I made in the previous video. This is the fabric pattern and I have transferred it to cardstock because it will be easier to handle this way. And the material I'm going to use for the boots is this, and this was a cheap makeup bag and I bought it just for this purpose because I thought it would be interesting to try using this. It's fabric or something that feels like fabric on the inside and glossy plastic on the outside. And the first thing to do is to decide where to cut, and I'm planning on using this part for the boots, and I'll try to save as much as I can of these pictures because I think I can use them for something else later. Okay, and before cutting anything you need to check the patterns, like here this edge, and there's a little more pink here than here, so I'm going to start from this half and then I can be sure to get an identical one from the other side. I'll just check what the best placement for this, and of course you need to also check the upper edge, and it's a bit less pink here than here, so I'll need to be careful not to go all the way to this edge, a bit lower. Oh, that looks good. And then I'll cut along this upper edge. Here, and this side. And then just here, because then I can turn this the other way around and these edges will show me exactly how to place the pattern. And then I can draw the rest of the edges. It will be easier to cut this way. And then just cut from here. And I'll leave the extra here at the bottom because I can cut that away when making the boots. But leaving it makes sure there's enough to turn under the soles. Now, there's the first one. And I really wonder what the boots are going to look like, but I think this was an interesting idea. Now I'll take this one that's ready and then place it on top of this other side, trying to get it in exactly the right place and position to get two identical pieces. If I can only see where to cut, because I'll need to take my glasses off, because it's okay. Now it's in place, and now I'll just need to cut it carefully, not cutting the one on top, just this lower piece. It's not exactly in the right place, but close enough, because nobody's going to inspect the boots that closely, but I like to have identical pieces if possible. Now, and I have the big cat pictures here, and hopefully I can use those for something. Okay, then turn this around, and it's a lot easier to do this side, because I'll just draw the lines here where I need to cut. The upper edge isn't it is right, so just fix this right. And then open this one. So, and then we'll see what it looks like. Yep. Well, it seems like there's still some extra here in the front, so I could remove some of that. Before making the holes for the laces. And then check again. Maybe that's okay, then we'll just need to do the same for the other one. Yes, that should be alright now. And then the next step is to make the holes for the laces. Now about the holes for the laces, you can use eyelets, these round metal things I have used in these boots, if you wish, but the problem with these is that they are metal, and when you hammer them into place, the other side it can break a little, and then if you put these on the doll's feet without stockings, they can scratch the feet. So these are for a resin doll, and I can't put these on the doll without putting the stockings on her first, because I don't want any scratches there. So if you're using material that doesn't fray, like this one, it's best just to make the holes and not use eyelets. Or if you want to use eyelets, you could of course do what I have done with these. These don't have holes for the laces, but you can see here is this part it's part of the toe part, so this goes under these edges. If you make this part wide enough so that it goes between the holes and the doll's leg, then that should work. I had to take a little break there because I had some work I needed to do, but now I'll continue with this. And I checked the name of that part in the shoes I showed you in the boots, and it's called the tongue of a shoe. Tongue like the one in your mouth, spelled the same way. Anyway, now we need to make the holes for the laces, and the way you do it is you take the pattern and first make a template, so you get the holes in the same places in each edge, and then just place them where you want them. And if you're using eyelets, remember to count how many you have, so you don't make too many holes. So I'm putting the holes there, and then I'm folding this, and I use these for making the holes. These have several sizes, you can see them listed here: 2 millimeters, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, and those are quite enough. I usually only need 2 millimeters and 2.5 because the other ones, they are really too big. And you choose the right size by, let's see, this way, turning this, and I'm going to use, let's see, the 2.5 millimeters. I think that's okay. And I'm first making the holes here in the pattern. And by the way, if you hear me sniffing, it's not flu. It seems that this weird winter is causing the allergy season to start really early. It not only looks like April outside, my nose feels like April. Although I'm not sure if there's very much pollen in the air. It's possible that it's just dust rising from the streets because there's no snow to cover the streets. Okay, this. The last one didn't go all through. Let's try again. This cardstock, this doesn't work so well with these. It works better with the softer materials. So, but now I have the holes in the pattern, and then I'm using that to mark the places. Mark the places here. And then I'm making the holes in these marked places. So, and then it's just a lot of hole making. I'm thinking of making this tutorial in 2 parts because this is taking so much time. So I'm showing you this and the next stage, but the attaching these uppers to the soles will have to be in the next video. Let's see, there are some of these didn't come off. Alright, you can see the holes are there, and then the other one. This material should be strong enough to use without putting eyelets in these holes because of this fabric on the inside, which seems to prevent too much stretching. But if you're unsure about the material you're using, the best way is just to take a take a little piece and then just try it. Make the holes and see what happens when you stretch them. Alright, now we have the holes in both uppers, and then I'm going to use this thread. Oh, where's the end? Oh, I can't find the end of this. Where is it? Oh, right there. Just temporary laces. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to use for the actual laces, but I'll need to put these uppers here in place before attaching these to the soles, because that way you can be sure you're getting these in the correct position, and you're not pulling this too low. Like if you pull it here, then you're going to have a huge gap. But if you just close this front first, then everything should go just right. I'm just going to do this one. For this video. As you can see, my fingers don't work that well with something like this. I'm not exactly clumsy, but this is just a bit too difficult, which is why I don't often make doll shoes that require laces. I just don't have the patience to fight with these. Alright, a couple of more holes and then it's done. Okay, and then we'll just tighten these the way they will be in the finished boots. That this is in the correct position, like this edge is in this curve here above the heel. tie this. And I think it would be best to have an extra hole there, right in the edge. Okay, but anyway, let's see, this is the right peg, so it's that. So when you have the sole here, now the next stage will be gluing these here under the sole, but that will be in the next video.